It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And also we have the Merman, who seems to still be upset from like last week. He is not let go of that rage. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He used to be such a happy young man, and now he's just full of rage all the time. Hey, Merman.
Whatever, let's do it.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it if it played anywhere in a cinema in the world. And it's not a kid's movie. That's right. Now, let's get to raging. What the amazing man predict? What the amazing man predict? Will he predict the rage, or will he predict the mundo? Will he tell us all what Jim and Bryce saw at the movies last week? Or maybe he'll just come swimming to you. Swim, Murray, swim, Murray. Swim, 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 swim along, Murray.
Done? Apes, meh, meh. Church movie, rage, rage.
All right. Apes happens to be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yep. This takes place generations after war, which was the conclusion of the Caesar trilogy. In this installation, it looks as though we are in store for another trilogy with Noah at the center, played by Owen Teague, who you could barely recognize other than his extremely expressive eyes. I tell ya, that was one good-looking ape suit. You couldn't even see the zipper. And that goes for the entire cast. These were some really amazing ape suits. They looked like actual apes.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, in this Apes
Fest?
the planet... Hey! Don't interrupt me.
Oh.
Yeah, annoying, isn't it?
So in this, apes rule the planet, and the humans are forced to live in the shadows. But we also have groups of apes that both claim to be following the teachings of the great Caesar, although they seem to have interpreted his intentions differently. So we have apes taking over other ape tribes and enslaving them. But the wide-eyed optimist Noah refuses to cower to the will of Proximus Caesar, the leader of the masked apes. He chooses to take a stand, and with the help of his friends, as well as an echo, which is what the apes call humans, the resistance is on. But what are the true intentions of the echoes? And can she be trusted? This was a well-developed bit of sci-fi with sympathetic characters and a story that chugged along nicely. The film brings up some timely concerns, not so subtly, as it kind of points out similarities between us now and the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Still, heavy-handed preaching aside, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a very, very good film. It's meh.
Okay. That was a story about monkeys.
They're monkeys.
Oh, I guess maybe they're not monkeys.
There's apes.
Not
Apes.
a monkey, it's an ape.
What's the difference between a monkey and if one has a tail, one doesn't have a tail? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Or is another two different species completely?
Oh, like
I don't know.
did we evolve from the tail ones, or did we evolve from the non-tail
We
ones?
can evolve from the non-tail ones.
But we also evolved from fish, right?
No, we
Oh.
didn't involve from fish at all.
Oh.
You've been
Is it
misinformed.
salamander?
Nope, there's no salamander in us either, Jim.
What is
I thought
it?
it was dinosaurs.
Nope.
No, that's
that
fish.
is-
No, that's birds.
That is also incorrect. Yes. Now, birds came from dinosaurs. You are correct, sir. You finally
right.
said you finally got one right.
I got something right.
But you're right. Monkeys have tails, while apes do not. Apes tend to be larger than monkeys and usually have larger brains. So I guess that's why we came from them.
Really?
Apes also tend to live longer than monkeys. Monkeys are generally are generally smaller than apes, which are larger and have broad shoulders.
What?
All apes are capable of moving through trees, although many species spend most of their time on the ground.
Sleeping.
Like gorillas in the mist with what's her face?
Yeah, that's an ape.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, you know what? It's not just entertainment.
Moment brought to you by National Geographic.
That's right. It's also entertaining. So this film frightens the living shit out of me, and not because of what the story in this movie tells us, but how it tells us. Up until now, pretty much every movie that has been made using CGI, aside from a James Cameron
What?
film.
There was CGI?
What?
I thought it was ape costumes.
Oh, yeah, maybe. A CGI'd ape costumes.
Oh, now I'm disappointed. I thought this was just the greatest makeup that's ever existed.
Does it still get a man?
I think he's thinking of the Wahlberg one. Those are monkeys. Those are guys in suits.
In suits, yeah.
Okay, it still gets a meh, but man,
But man,
I thought those were just really good ape costumes.
yeah, they might have been just actual real apes, maybe.
Talking ape.
That was his eyes, though. Those were some expressive eyes. There's no
eyes.
way that those were CGI
Wait,
eyes.
I'm gonna tell you more about that.
All right.
All right. So, aside from James Cameron films or that crappy Adam Driver film that came out a couple of years ago, about like 20,000 million years ago or whatever the hell that movies, which to that point, that movie was the best CGI I'd ever seen. And then, of course, you know, as much as I hate every James Cameron movie, I think that he is pushing forward CGI to make it better every time
He
he
doesn't
does
know how
it.
to write anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because he thinks he knows how to write, but he doesn't know how to write.
Never did.
So this makes me realize how easy the future will be to have CGI apes or people, which means the next step is to replace regular humans in films altogether. This is because the emotional connection that me and most likely everyone else who saw this in cinemas felt. You were connected to our lead character, or should I say, our lead zeros and ones, in a way that feels the same that you would connect with a human. The CGI, except for a couple of minor parts through this entire movie, was brilliant. These CGI apes were so convincing, and the story they spin in this is captivating and filled with a universe which started with the origin of this revised series. Now we're into number 4. The attention to the culture and world that our hero, Noah, is a part of is a world I just kept wanting to know more and more about. And see, as this is 2.5 hours, it flew by mesmerizing me with technology, creating a primitive world worth exploring. With these CGI characters I grew to love and wish humanity, back to Bryce's point, would perhaps go back to. I love sci-fi films, especially when it contains apes or monkeys in any form, and especially when they're smarter than humans. And this film is that. I freaking loved every single second of this movie. It was 2.5 hours long. I wish it was 5.5 hours long. I couldn't stop loving every single thing about this motherfucking monkey ape movie. I loved it. Loved it. And I went back and watched all the other ones. I couldn't do the Marky Mark one.
No, I don't blame you.
Because it's so terrible.
But yeah, the first one in this series was amazing.
It's
loved
brilliant.
It. Second one was really good, and the third one I thought was pretty amazing.
See, I thought the second one was better than War,
really?
And only because I didn't really dig the war. It was too much war.
There was a
and
lot
I was
of
kind
war.
of tired of the war. Although Woody Harrelson was good in the
Woody
third
Harrelson
one.
was so good.
In the second one, I got so drawn into what their whole world had been created to. So
I'd make the argument that it's one of the best trilogies ever.
yeah. Well,
Like
and if you throw in quadrilogy, then absolutely. There's nothing that's got to 4 movies that's any better than this series, especially for sci-fi and monkey movies / ape movies.
Yes, but this was good. I'm looking forward to 5.
Yeah. And, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, heck, if I hadn't have raged last week about the fact that the entire Hollywood industry is only based on remakes, redos, and repoop, then, you know, I would get angry. But when you got something of this...
This is fresh, though. This isn't just your typical reboot. It's something more.
Yeah, I don't... You know... Yeah. I mean, I got some unpacking to do. So, you know, one of the things I loved is they had some homages to the original in this. As you're watching it, you see some of the things that you would have saw from the first movie itself, which they brought back into it, which I thought was really cool. Up high in the mountains, the baby, the music in the chase scenes, chasing down the humans. Like, the music in this was so fantastic.
Was good. You know what made me the most amused?
What?
Is the irony that Charlton Heston, Mr. NRA, that this series has become, in this particular one, was very anti-gun, very anti-violence.
Well, yeah, you know, it's funny you say that because in the original one, because I went back and watched the original too, so I watched all 3 of the prequels, and then I went back and started to think, you know what, I'm going to prove Bryce wrong, and I'm going to go rewatch all the originals. I made it through half of the second one, and I had to quit because it was just...
It drops off after the first one.
Yeah, the first one was so good, and
wide-eyed young Jim thought it was wonderful, but
and then rewatch, I was like, oh, this is boring.
Yeah.
Although I didn't get to the part where they're doing the with the mine dudes. Did you see that one, Mur? Did you see the whole original series?
No.
What? They probably showed it on TV.
It looks stupid.
Isn't the whole thing about monkeys?
The only apes I ever liked were the ones in Spaceballs.
Oh, Spaceball. Was there apes in Spaceballs?
Yes, there were
I
some
don't
in
even
Spaceballs.
remember.
What was in Spaceballs?
Pretty sure it was the same outfits too.
Oh, they just borrowed Cornelius?
Yeah. No, when they crashed the Spaceball 1 on the planet at the end of the movie. The 2 apes come riding up on horses and say,
That
oh shit,
sounds
Spaceball.
familiar.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the only apes I liked.
Nice. Well, I like all ape movies. Apparently, not as much as I used to on the older ones.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
such is life.
You know what? I love me this new ape series. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's been great.
All right, well, we got to see a movie called Not Another Church Movie.
Not another church movie.
Yeah. So, Jamie Foxx...
Starring Mickey Rourke.
No, it did not star Mickey Rourke. It had Mickey Rourke.
I mean, Mr. been punched in the face too many times?
Yeah, but you know, he's had work because he looked pretty beautiful.
Yeah, no, he
in
was a
this.
boxer too. He got punched in the face too many
Yeah, but
times.
he's beautiful in this. I don't know if they CGI'd
What?
his face too. Do you think this had as much CGI as the monkey movie?
He wasn't beautiful.
He was
in this.
so beautiful in
He has
this.
been beautiful since the 80s.
He's so beautiful. I was like, man, if Mickey Rourke could look this good in a movie, I almost want him to do 9.5 Weeks Part 2.
Yeah, move on.
Okay, so Jamie Foxx as God and Mickey Rourke as the devil.
That's genius. Okay, this must be a Mondo because that's like the greatest thing I've ever heard.
I
in my
know,
life.
right?
It's casting
And
everything,
that's
yeah.
about as much as the poster tells us, and as much as I understood about this entire movie that we watched. It's part parody of every black stereotype, part making fun of, I think, black church movies, part made for Tubi movie, part Tyler Perry ripoff, with cameos with some very talented actors from the black acting community. This went from scene to scene without any story concept and made no sense, but it did end in a church. So I'm thinking that maybe that might be why they called this another church movie. Would you think it was because it ended in a church?
Because the
Maybe.
two main characters are God and the devil.
No, they're not main characters. That's
They're not
just
main
it.
characters at
So,
all.
in between the awful acting, absent plot, and ridiculousness of everything that is terrible in the history of filmmaking, But I laughed a lot at this film, and I say a lot at this film.
Yeah.
There are so many characters that are somehow related to each other, but they never really explain how or why. I was guessing that it was because they had only so many cast members, so they just kept putting them in more scenes, which none but maybe a couple made any sense whatsoever. There is so much going on in this and that didn't connect whatsoever. It was kind of like a clip show. This film is a rage, like it's completely awful, but I did laugh and have a very awesome time. The fact that Bryce and I were pretty much laughing at each other and the movie so much, it's still terrible. I got so much to unpack on this, but like the movie is so completely awful, but I had so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard to give it a rage, but the movie is just so terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I mean, you've summed it up. I could go into a whole bunch of stuff here, but basically, I mean, how many times did I turn to you and go, what is going on?
And then I think as many times as I did that to you.
It's like, and each time we're like, I don't know. But it didn't matter because it was still on some weird level. I was enjoying myself.
Yes, I know.
I know I'm watching just a complete trash fire, but it's like, I don't know. Like,
and then what?
Can I really rage when I had such a good time?
Yeah, but we're judging the movie, not the time.
It's a bad movie.
It's really bad.
It's so terrible. And Mickey Rourke, they got him. You know, they got Mickey Rourke and Jamie Foxx as like to get people in the door. I swear to God, if Mickey Rourke was on that set for more than an hour...
2 minutes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, 2 minutes. For more than an hour, like actually filming, I would be shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Foxx, he might have spent a half a day because he's got some little more complex scenes. But, oh my goodness, like, I would like to know what Mickey Rourke made to just show up for 10 minutes or whatever it was,
like
say a few lines, and go home. Like... It is just so bizarre, and it doesn't make sense. Like the Mickey Rourke, the whole God and devil thing in this is not tied to anything that's going on.
No,
it's just bonkers. And as I said, I think I said to you like that right after the film, I picture him writing a scene and throwing it on the floor, and then him writing another scene and throwing it on the floor, and then writing another, and then just picking up the papers randomly, and then just, okay, here's my movie. That's what I picture, because nothing else makes sense to me, because nothing's connected.
No.
It's insane, and I enjoyed it, but it's awful. So I guess it's a rage. But man,
we had fun.
I had a really good time.
You know another fun thing about this, Murray, is originally like right up until they have like, you know, the pre-show. So they had like, I don't know, probably they have the same commercials that we've been watching for the last month. Mm-hmm. I swear they plug in these commercial feeds that are the same commercials in every single movie. So because we go to the cinema so much, we're already tired of them. But so we're in the theater and we're like, yes, this is going to be us alone in the cinema, so we can basically laugh and point fingers and fart and do whatever we want for the whole hour and a half. Especially fart. And then these people come in.
Gonna hotbox this theater with our farts.
And so then this couple comes in. They sit at the back like us, but in the middle. And then they're there for about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. And then all they did was talk to each other for 10 minutes. Yeah. I was ignoring them.
Yeah, whatever. It was fine.
And then they got up and left. And then we're like, yes. And then we started hotboxing. We were holding in our farts. And all of a sudden it was just like, they came back. And we're like, what?
They came back. It's like they were... So then she's like, I really can't do this. I remember her saying that. So then about... I don't even know if they last another 5 minutes.
No.
But then about 5 minutes later, I really can't do this. I can't do this. So then she gets up and he's like, come on. And he's like, okay. And then they left again. And this time they stayed away.
And then they stayed away and we had the rest of the movie to ourselves. Oh my God.
I mean, maybe she really couldn't do this because she couldn't breathe because of all the farts.
That we had planted when she left. But okay, so I have some unpacking to do.
Yes.
First off, the devil and God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's never been done before.
It made no sense.
Oh wait, it has.
Well, it made no sense. No.
But here's the I don't even know how to explain that. How do you explain the story in this?
Well, there is no story. Like, I don't know what it. Like, all of a sudden, he's taking over for Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey is.
They have different names for them.
Have different names for everybody. Yeah,
Oprah
Frinfrey, and type. What is it?
Taylor Perry.
Taylor Ferry.
Yeah, it was
Taylor Ferry.
Because the P is silent.
Yeah.
Perry.
And
No, was it silent?
I don't know. But yeah, it was just like none of it made any sense. Like it was just so bizarre.
But there was a couple, the husband and the wife. It was like, was he the same guy? And I don't know. He was a lot of characters in the movie.
Yeah. No, he was
guy.
at least 5 or 6 characters.
Yeah, he was.
He was doing a Tyler Perry.
What is it? Madonna. Madodo? What's her that? Medea. That's it.
But
he was doing a Medea.
He was doing a Medea, but he was a I can't remember what they called it.
Okay. Are you looking at it? What's the name?
God commands Taylor Ferry to write a movie inspired by his crazy dysfunctional family. The devil has his own devious plans.
Yeah.
What was the devil's plan? There was no plan.
That would be your description.
All of a sudden, Mickey Rourke's on screen and he just says something. It never makes any sense.
And the folks at IMDb gave that a 3.1 out of 10.
What? That's generous. Almost. So the husband and wife couple.
That's because someone gave it a 10.
Well, I get that. I totally get giving that movie a 10. But it was still a rage.
The rest are all ones, and there's 110.
Here's the thing.
I got to 3.
I suggest everybody see this with one of their best friends. It would have even been better if Murray was there, because then Murray could have laughed along with.
No, I would not have laughed. I would have just been.
You can't see this movie alone. This is not a movie to watch by yourself.
No.
If you watch this by yourself, you're going to give it less than 3.1.
Yeah. But if you watch it with someone else, you'll say, that was terrible, and I'm really glad I watched it.
Exactly. Okay, I have a couple other unpacks, but you know what? I don't think we need to pack any more of this.
No, we really don't.
This movie is really bad.
I mean, is it actually worse than not another teen movie, date movie?
No, those were
superhero
movie.
movie.
Those were all.
By the way,
it's the same
all of them were
genre.
terrible except for not another teen movie. I have a soft spot in my heart for that one. That one makes me laugh.
Oh God,
that is a funny movie.
It's not a new formula.
Yeah,
they decided to tackle church this time.
Yeah, I guess.
It's nothing like those, because as ridiculous. There was some sort of cohesiveness to all those, even though they were like random. There was a bunch of like almost skits throughout. There was a cohesiveness. There was no cohesiveness to this.
Yeah, there was those other
story.
ones.
Yeah.
There was the story. This one,
story.
You could not tell what the story was. By the end of it, we were more confused than when we went in there.
Yeah. And
we're pretty confused at the best of time, Marie.
Yeah.
Money well spent.
Kinda.
Yeah, right.
But also, Mondo!
Yes.
The time was Mondo.
Only had to see the title to know that was going to be crap.
Oh, Murray.
But if you would have went, you might have had a good time.
I doubt it.
But if you only have $10, you should have seen the monkeys.
Yeah. All right, well, seeing as they don't have movie channels anymore,
That's right.
I have to wait for shit to come out on basic cable.
Oh,
And I watched a movie from 2010.
is it edited for TV?
No, they don't really edit them for TV other than just for time.
Was it a PG to start with?
No, it wasn't PG. There was some violence.
Oh, I like violence.
It was called Wild Target.
Wild Target.
With the sweetheart of the moment, Emily Blunt.
What?
Probably her first movie, or close to. Bill Nye, the movie guy.
What?
Not one, but 2 Ruperts.
What?
And my guy, Martin Freeman. Basically,
So it's a British film.
it is. It's a British comedy.
Okay.
Basically, Bill Nye plays a 53-year-old.
Yes. Why are you putting quotes there?
Because I don't think he was. I think he was about 10 years older than that.
Oh. How old do you think he is now?
I don't know. Well, let's see.
I feel like I've seen
74.
He's born in 1949.
75.
Yep.
Basically, a hitman who basically lived with his mother his whole life, and now she's in a home in a wheelchair. He tries to retire, but a beautiful thief may change his plans.
What?
Basically, he's hired to kill her because she stole a painting from one of the Ruperts, and he can't go through with it. And they just the other Rupert, the young one from the Harry Potters.
You mean my boy Ron Weasley?
Just happens to be there in the parking garage.
Nice.
And they form this trio for the rest of the movie. Yeah, it actually I don't know. I guess they call it a hitman with a heart. Because basically, after he can't kill her, they go on the run because the guy whose painting they stole wants them dead.
Yeah.
And sends everybody after them. And that includes Martin Freeman, who plays a hitman with no heart.
Oh.
He plays the coldest bastard out there.
Nice.
Like, he is sadistic.
You know, he when he plays sadistic.
He was awesome in this.
Yeah.
He was the best part, in my opinion. Anyway,
More than
Bill
my
Nye and Emily
Ron
Blunt.
Weasley?
And she's funny as hell because she keeps, one scene, they stop for gas. Like, she's driving a old-fashioned Mini Cooper as a getaway vehicle. Already has the windshield blown out by bullets. It's got bullets along the side. You stop for gas, and she goes in to the store while he's gassing up, and she robs it just because she didn't like the prices of the junk food. So she just runs off with it.
Nice.
So they're already being hunted by hitmen, and she robs the convenience store. That's the kind of character she is. Just does stupid things.
Oh, Emily Blunt.
But yeah, it was quite funny. The only thing I really had a problem with is they made it into a love story.
Ugh, why do they do
and
that?
There's a 33-year-old age difference between Blunt and Nye.
Oh, I thought Blunt was hooking up with Rupert.
No. Although there was a scene where I don't know if Bill thought he was gay or he's trying to prove he was gay, and Rupert basically flashes him. I'm like, so, because he was in the bathtub. He stands up. It's like, so what do you think? And I can't remember what he said, but it wasn't anything sexual.
So you go,
No, it wasn't anything like that. But, and yeah, then all of a sudden, him and Emily Blunt falls in love with him because
that
he's
makes
protecting
sense.
her. Yeah, it makes sense. They're only 33 years of difference.
And yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but anyway,
that
was the only part I did. But yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it's very similar to Fish Called Wanda. A lot of comedy in it.
Yeah.
Some violence. Kind of like Michael Palin's character who kept screwing up whenever he tried to kill that old woman.
Oh, yeah.
Same kind of thing.
But it's mostly a comedy, not a drama.
It's a comedy.
A dramedy?
It's not, no, it's not.
What's an action comedy?
It's not serious at all.
Oh.
Even Bill Nye's mother, basically, he comes from a line of hitmen. His father was a hitman, and his mother also taught him everything.
Ah.
And when she finds out that her son didn't fulfill his contract, and they're hiding out in their old family home, she shows up in the middle of the night and tries to kill Emily Blunt herself. She's got a wheelchair, like a scooter.
Nice.
I don't know how she can get up the stairs, but yeah,
Talent.
she comes after her with a knife.
Nice.
So yeah, it was kind of funny. It was a mess, but anyway.
Nice.
That's what I did.
Now, do you remember seeing this one, Bryce?
I got a vague recollection
I don't know about
of
even
it.
in theaters, but
I think I saw it on something.
it was on Game TV. That's all.
It's on Plex also, by the way. For those of you who get free Plex.
You two probably wouldn't have liked it.
You never know. I like Bill Nye. I like my boy Rupert. I love Emily Blunt.
2 Ruperts in it.
2 Ruperts, double your pleasure.
There you go.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, my sweet, sweet rage. So, here's the thing. I could rage on for minutes about watching bad movies in cinema, but because I had such a good time about that. So what my rage is this week, and maybe a little bit more complex than I can get Bryce to grasp. So hopefully he totally gets this. So, as you remember last week, I raged significantly about Hollywood and its, or maybe it was a week before, I don't know, I forget as the weeks go by, just about how Hollywood is basically made up of remakes, redos, and repoops. After seeing this monkey movie / ape movie, what I'm most going to be angry about, and I'm kind of glad that they've settled the whole writers' strike and the whole actors' strike.
Very.
But what frightens me now is that they're going to start making more movies where they don't need human actors.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
that's my actual rage this week. That CGI has now an AI and all the eyes.
Are you
whatever
sure they
are.
weren't in monkey suits?
They can't be in monkey suits.
I thought they were really good monkey suits.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
That's how good the
assuming
CGI
you
was.
didn't see Andy Serkis
Yeah. Plus,
with all those green things, those dots
yeah.
around his head.
Andy
Plus-
Serkis wasn't in this.
He was in one of them.
he is in one of them, but not in this
Isn't he
one.
Caesar? I'm pretty sure
He's
he's
not
Caesar.
in this one though.
I'm
Yeah,
just
he is
saying.
Caesar.
Did they not?
Yeah, that was CGI.
Did you
but
not see how they did his character?
that was CGI.
So
but
that's the
I
rest
think
of them.
this was guys in
no,
suits.
No.
they're all the same.
Because the shape of a human is not the same.
They
as
decided
a-
to go practical.
Yeah,
Sure.
No, that's not. That's not even possible.
Yeah, they thought actual apes had to talk.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they should do. They could have just had real apes that
They
do
don't
sign
have to
language.
talk. They just have to move their mouths.
They just have to do sign language. Because there's a lot of apes that know how to do sign language.
That's true.
Could have just had that. Yeah, so I'm actually afraid because if everybody remembers when they CGI'd Peter Cushing into the Star Wars trilogy, how terrible that looked.
That would be
and when
your
they
favorite movie
CGI,
that you did.
yeah, exactly. And they CGI'd Princess Leia into the other movie.
Yep.
And they just keep CGIing, and it never looked good. But this movie made me feel when I walked out of it, I am afraid for the future of humans in just kind of like in Planet of the Apes, like
Should be.
that we're gonna go extinct because of how the way things are going now. So that's my rage this week. Humans are no longer needed in anything.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
I don't know. What am I raging about this week?
I don't know. Were you sad that you didn't get enough monkeys in costumes? Because then you could.
I thought they were in costumes.
Yeah, they weren't. So does that make you rage?
No, only thing that makes me rage this week is I had a delicious Dr. Pepper Zero
Okay.
coconut cream.
What? That's new. I've never heard coconut cream.
I know, but I got it from like the candy store in Canmore,
Oh.
and
now that's all you want to drink?
that's all I want to drink. But I can't drink it
Because you
we
don't live
get-
in Canmore.
Because I don't live in Canmore, and we don't get the cool flavors of pop up here.
So your ultimate rage is that we don't get as many cool flavors of pop as our friends in the U.S. do.
Yeah,
Was it a U.S. product or maybe it was a British product?
I believe it was shipped in. It was made in Texas. So.
What
You might try the
university-
candy store in Kensington. They have a lot of that.
Well,
weird
we
Yeah,
were
they had strawberries and cream, which is also delicious. But I can't be sitting here spending $3 on a can of soda every time.
Every time, yeah.
So
I
it
spent
would
$20
be just-
on a case.
Yeah, we need to get all these flavors up here. I don't understand why we can't.
You know
have
what? You know what we need to do? Here's my plan.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of us needs to do a US run
Mm-hmm.
once a month, and we just take turns. So that's only 4 trips to the States. It's like a 3.5 hour drive to the States from here. And then we fill up our car with the Diet Pop flavors that we want.
Mm-hmm,
And then we've it's like we're making money. We could start selling them for $2.50 on
Problem
the street
is
corners.
that the states we're closest to are Montana and North Dakota.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah,
they
might
don't
not-
even have big cities.
Yeah, and they might not have the.
You know, I
those
bet you go
flavors
into
either.
like a gas station in Montana, and they probably have 72 diet flavors.
That's a lot of fuel wasted for a if.
Well, yeah,
Just
but
saying.
what are you talking about? We
Plus,
just
there's
call
got to
ahead
be
of time.
there's got to be good times there. It's not like you're going there. And
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly.
In North Dakota?
There's probably
Yeah.
there's
I've been there,
probably
there isn't.
there's probably a really good film festival going on,
The North Dakota Film Festival,
or the Idaho one. It's also close.
Idaho.
Idaho Film Festival.
Plus, you can have some delicious Idaho potatoes.
Yes.
I've been through Idaho. There's nothing there either.
There's potatoes.
I bet you there's Diet Pop too.
Maybe.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is something I'm going to spend some time this week researching.
There we go.
There we go.
Sure, you do that.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Oh, the lists. So Ryan Gosling is still on our list,
Yeah.
and he's probably got 100 movies that he's made again with somebody else on our list. Is there
Probably.
anything? Nothing? Nothing for this week?
I got nothing.
Now, was there just like one human actor in our Ape movie? Was she mesmerizing?
No.
All right, well,
She was fine.
just thinking,
Did you think she was mesmerizing?
No, not really, but I was just wondering because that whole movie
And
was
William
not
H.
only one.
Macy's already come and gone.
That's
on the
right,
list,
actually
so-
right. Yeah, William H. Macy was mesmerizing once, but he got taken out.
Still is.
So there's nothing that anybody saw that we need to put anybody on, talk about anybody. Nothing.
Well, all we saw were the Ape movie, which was 99% apparently CGI apes. I thought they were guys in costumes. I'm like,
No.
man, that budget for this must have been huge with all the costumes, because these are the best costumes I've ever seen.
Yeah. That so
it's-
much
now
so
you're
that
telling
it
me
changed
it's
the
like
shape of how humans walk.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they had to practice.
for years. Wait, they had to reconstruct their body shape too, because that humans'
Well,
body
not
shapes are not anything.
reconstruct, but you film from certain angles and make it look better.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. They were all CGI.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Exactly. All right, well, I guess we got nothing.
How can we have nothing?
Well, apparently all three of us have gotten lazy in our old age. As we get older and agier, we're getting lazier. So hopefully we'll have something on for next week. We'll
All
see.
right.
We need to recover anyway.
Last week on Rage or Dare, Jim decided to pull from the listener's dare bag of meh. Why, you ask? Well, it's due to Bryce's incompetence in not performing his assigned film rage duties by refilling his ridiculous rage bag of rom-coms and musicals because he doesn't take this seriously, apparently. Is it too much to ask for, Bryce? Jim, have you forgotten that our listeners can also make you rage? By the way, Jim pulled the 2009 film The Pink Panther 2. This week, both the boys can choose to rage or dare or Casey. And if you pick Casey, boys, don't think you're playing it safe. You cannot hide from the rage. Now, let's check in with Jim and guess what the production team was thinking with this bloated, cameo-filled cast, and why they thought they needed a sequel. Ooh, you know how I love unnecessary sequels. Tee-hee, tee-hee.
I think he's channeling Vincent Price there.
All I know is that I love that man so deeply. No one else gets us like he does. So here you have a movie where the creators of this movie said, let's take a movie made by a brilliant comedian, that being Peter Sellers, then remake it, or should I say destroy it, by making a movie that has the same name, but is nothing like the original, and make it so awful that it is unwatchable, then decide what they should do next. I'm guessing because it made money, maybe?
Did it?
I don't know. That's why I'm thinking they made it. And so they make a second one that takes, I guess it's 2 times as worse as the predecessor. And the once funny, but also great banjo playing comedian Steve Martin is back doing his awful French accent, doing self-deprecating things for an hour and a half that also are not funny, but also it's complete stupidity by happenstance or because he's actually is smart and then he saves the day, which makes no sense. It goes on showing he's a complete buffoon and idiot for the entire movie, and then all of a sudden, I'm going to pull out something out of my ass and it makes me look like I'm smart, which makes no sense.
But it's nice.
Because he was a complete idiot. Although, seeing John Cleese near the beginning of this movie, in this, at the sheer mention of the name Clouseau, smash his head bloody made me laugh. I can't lie.
You just talking about it made me
John
laugh.
Cleese
I
is
know,
funny.
because John Cleese is funny.
Yes, he is.
Yes, this one scene in the movie was funny. And then Steve Martin comes into the scene for the remainder of the movie. But first, we get a reprise of, can you guess, the only funny thing from the first movie, which has another hamburger bit.
Nice.
This, although, was not funny. Because we've already seen this before. The story makes no sense, but I think it is a case where the Pink Panther diamond is stolen, and then a bunch of idiotic nonsense pushes it from one ridiculous scene to another ridiculous scene. Or I think, I mean, there's just complete moments of idiocy followed by more idiocy, moving from one scene to next. Plus, the cast of amazing actors. And this is a super bloated film with amazing actors. And they're all just fucking wasted. And I don't mean wasted like they're hammered or cracked out or anything. It's just like every single scene is wasted because the writing is so pathetically bad. And then they have a subplot of Clouseau having a romantic interest that is carried on from the previous film with similarly non-funny bits all the way through it. So much shit they threw at the wall trying to find anything that they could say was, maybe this part is going to be funny. Maybe people will laugh at this. But nobody laughed at anything.
That's too bad.
They did hit a couple of funny bits, I'm not going to lie. The John Cleese thing, and then something else that I went, tee-hee. But I didn't tee-hee long enough to say I could remember what it was. Yeah, it's basically, it's unwatchable, it's racist, and unfunny for a film that should never have been made in the first place. If this made any money whatsoever, the first one, the second one by far could not have made any money. And thank God they didn't make a third one. Like, it's just... Because if I pull that thing from the fucking bag, I'd murder somebody. Either in my house, outside my street, run down the street, crying and screaming and stabbing. It was like I'm in a Korean action film. I would just grab the first knife and just start stabbing everybody that came by. I had to watch this movie, the third one. It's so awful. Yeah, this movie was... It's up there for one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Nice.
And I've seen Not Another Church movie.
Yes.
It's awful.
It's awful.
Now, do you remember seeing this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see this one, Mark? Did you ever get into
Why would I?
Did you ever get into the Pink Panther films?
No.
Like even the originals?
No.
Really?
The originals.
Is that your dog? Can I pet your dog? Does your dog bite?
I was Clouseau on stage in high school
What?
for a short
Did you ask?
I had no
Did
lines.
someone ask you? Oh, okay.
Basically, the music played, and I crept onto the stage like, Clouseau would.
Nice.
Like a complete idiot. That was one of the things I had to do in high school.
Did it come naturally?
No, not really. I was still pretty shy back then.
There you go. So you kind of creeped on.
Well, it happens when you're in a drama class with all girls.
Oh, it sounds like my dreams come true.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're as smooth as you are, yeah.
I'm as what Sade calls a smooth operator.
You are a smooth operator. I was not.
Nice. All right, well, Brycey Poo, who do you want to pull from? I think there's a lot of good stuff in Merman.
Not in there.
Ice creamy bucket of
It's
rage.
not in there. Where is it?
It's a bag.
It's a
ice
bag.
creamy
It's a bag.
bucket of bag?
It's got my name on it.
Oh, Merman's bag
bag.
o' rage.
All right.
This is your technical crap that's in here.
Oh,
Technical
okay.
crap's in there.
All right,
You
let's
commandeered it.
I didn't commandeer anything. I didn't put that in there.
I sure didn't.
Oh, I did.
Jim did.
I was
I
gonna
commandeered it.
take it home with there's something in it.
All right, here we go. We will be watching for next week. My
Something on
friends.
Tubi.
You know what?
Unless it got pulled.
I just watched so much good stuff on Tubi this last week. I can't even tell you how much Tubi-tastic I...
Oh, that one isn't. Maybe it's not.
Madhouse from 1990.
Oh,
Is that John Larroquette?
You'll love that one.
Is that John Larroquette?
John Larroquette, Kirstie
yeah,
Alley.
I remember it.
It's called Madhouse.
Madhouse. Yeah.
Kirstie Alley?
Kirstie
Alley.
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley?
Kirstie Alley and John Larroquette.
The one who's...
Kirstie Alley and John Larroquette.
Kirstie Alley?
Kirstie Alley.
Madhouse. This sounds
it.
completely awful.
Oh, it
Both
is.
of them in an
You
actual
are
movie.
gonna hate it.
Eh,
I didn't mind it, but yeah, you'll probably hate it.
Well, they're TV actors. They shouldn't be in movies.
no, they shouldn't.
That's just kind of the rules.
I find
wrong.
Larroquette very funny.
In TV shows.
Yeah, but he's a funny guy.
But
Is he?
we're going to find out. You know what we are going to do?
Hey,
He was okay in
he was
Night
in
Court.
Summer Rental, okay? That was an awesome movie.
Well, there could be a debate happen here, but we're going to let that one
We'll
slide.
just let it slide.
He was in it for 5 minutes, but he was in a movie.
Nice.
Mm.
Yes, and I think I just rested my case.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? This has been a very rage-filled episode, but also at the same time, also a lot of fun for me, which is the most important thing. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the god of rage, from the nerdy photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.